All right, all right, all right. Thank you for coming back in with another episode. Real talk.
Catch the rhythm with WVOG Worldwide Radio, our 24/7 streaming service. With over 11 genres to choose from, there's a beat for every mood. Got your own tune? Share your
Hey,
music with
right
the
now
world
I
right
ain't
here.
seeing a live
Download
on
the app,
Facebook.
share the vibe. Your talent, our platform. For more, visit wvogshi.com. WVOG Worldwide Radio, sharing one beat at a time. Download the app today and feel the beat.
All right, all right. Thank you for coming back. Another episode of Real Talk with Queenie Green. While my guest get himself in order and get it all shared and everything, we have very very good show for you tonight. Tonight's topic is spiritual balancing, and if you know anything about Queenie and this new awakening that I am so in love with, I do feel that it is time that we not only embrace our worldly aspect of life, but we also embrace the spiritual aspect in life as well. Tonight, my guest is Pinky Too Woke. And so, for those that know Sir King, Pinky Too Woke, you know that between Instagram and Facebook, this young man is extremely spiritually connected. And once I guess he gets everything on his end in order, then we'll be starting. So we'll give some time for people to come on in.
Hold on, I'm yeah.
Thank you for everyone that's tuning in between YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. If you have your comments, you can leave your comments and your questions in any of the comment sections. And if we are at liberty to, we will address your comments during the show, or we will come back and we will address those comments after the show.
Hey, Miss Queenie, thanks for having me so much.
All right.
Right now I just shared the YouTube, but I couldn't find the actual Facebook live, but I shared the YouTube.
But it's fine. We'll be able to get that in at the later date afterwards, after it's over with. So again, I just pretty much introduced you, and
Thank you.
so you gotta give me some history on your name and just some history all the way around the board of yourself. So I've already introduced everything. Go ahead and Sir King, introduce yourself for us and tell us who you are and what it is that is about. I want to know where you got this name, Pinky Too Woke.
Pinky Too Woke. Okay. Well, first off, so basically, before more in my low vibrational times, I used to be rapping, and everybody called me Vanessa the Pink. So I just stick with the pink. The pink is my favorite color. And I was just thinking when I was coming up with a name, I was like, man, let me come up with something because right now I'm too woke right now. So I just put together Pinky and too woke at the same time because Pinky is my favorite color. You know, Pinky is a love aura, and you know you want to love yourself all the time. So that's one reason why I chose Pinky and Pink, and I feel like I'm just very associated with the color pink. Like, and that's one of my most favorite colors right there.
Okay, so my color's green, hence my color's not just because my last name is Green. That is actually our family last name. My color, I've always loved growing up. I love yellow, and now green. So yellow and green, those are my colors. So what you got to say about
you a little? That color green fits you a lot.
So what about so for those that aren't really up on chakra colors and spiritual colors and what colors do for us, where's my yellow and my green?
So basically, yellow intertwines with your solar plexus chakra. That's your stomach chakra. You know, your fertility, your birth, and just your overall well-being. while the green more associates with your heart chakra, and that deals with like love and loving the people around you, loving yourself, and just loving the earth and everything that you associate with.
You just
Going
100% describe Queenie Green.
for real.
Yes, 100% describe Queenie Green. So
Well,
my
see, you
necklace,
automatically go with them colors.
probably can't see my necklace a whole lot, but I have a lot of children. So
Uh-huh.
my necklace reflects all my children's birthstones. So I got a lot of children.
Okay.
Fertility, you hit the head on that one.
Hey, see, that's nice right there.
And so for myself, I love having you on the show. Thank you for being a part of the show. I wanted to
Yeah.
have you on the show because as we talked off camera, I was introduced to your page,
Mm-hmm.
Facebook and Instagram, and I could already assess that you were in a certain age group, and I was just so impressed with you being in a certain age group, but being so third eye woke as you are, and I was really
Mm-hmm.
impressed that, and I almost felt like where I am trying to do what I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
within the 40 plus community,
Yes.
you doing
Yeah.
it in the 20 plus community. So hand in hand, we gonna wake some people up.
Exactly, and that's what we should be doing, raising the vibration of the earth, having everybody love each other. That's exactly what I'm trying to do.
So now let's go back and let's go ahead and get some initial. We're gonna start off with some initial history. So everybody know Queenie Green is an open book. Queenie Green is an open
Mm-hmm.
book. There may be people out there that feel like my business is always on front, but that's because Queenie Green is an
As
open
it
book.
should.
There's nothing that I'm ashamed of that has happened in
Exactly.
my growth of being me. So everything about Queenie is already out there. So let's go ahead and get some history on Sir King. Because my
Mm-hmm.
don't you call yourself Pinky Too Woke, but you Sir King to me.
I like that. I like that. See that tie right there. Well, history about me is just like kind of like the thing like when I was young. If we gonna get into the spirituality history, when I was like real young, like I used to see I used to see a bunch of entities. I used to see a bunch of shadow monsters. I used to wake up, have dreams. And when you can wake up and do that, that means your manifestation is real strong. A lot of kids at a young age can see all of this type of stuff, and their parents and stuff just tell them like to ignore it or
Or
to
we run from it.
say what again?
We run from it.
Yeah, or
We
to run from it or to try to call you crazy. So at a very young age, and not only me, my father, my grandma, a lot of people in my family, they can see a lot of stuff too. But you know, people in society will call you crazy and stuff, so they try to refrain from it. But yeah, but like at a young age, I used to see all this stuff. Like I wake up in the middle of the night, I see a whole monster right in front of me, looking at me. I remember when I was at a young age, I never forgot this dream. One time I woke up and I saw like I was in a sleep paralysis state, and I kind of saw something that looked like Yakub, if you know who that is,
mm-hmm.
something like a demonic Yakubian looking figure, and I saw like a whole flashback of like my future past life in like a green film. I never forgot that. I never forgot it, and I know I was like real young right there. And I really didn't probably didn't tell nobody. I told somebody in my older age. But you know, you tell somebody that they probably gonna at that time, that probably was like 2006, 7. At that time, you would have mentioned something like that. People would have thought you possessed or some type of
You
demon or anything. So like yeah, as growing up, you know, I do a lot of sports activity. A lot of people in my hometown know me for boxing, rapping, but mainly I used to box a lot. And I grew up boxing. They know my father from boxing also.
Hmm.
And
You hear?
just like growing up like that, like I always was really spiritual. I always try to tap into certain stuff, regardless. I remember like when I was in high school, like I go to church. Well, nah, this was before high school, but usually I go in church and I sit there and I really question everything. Like as a kid, I never just like took in the information they did. I took it in, but like at the same time, I would be questioning it in the back of my head because stuff just didn't sound right at all to me. Like you get what I'm saying by that?
So I'm like over here just giggling in my own. Shout out to my mom Dukes. Mom Dukes is in the studio in the production house with me, And I'm giggling over here because my mom is in the background giggling because one of the main things that she'll say about me is one thing about her, she never just straight off believe anything that you
Mm-hmm.
tell her. I question Santa Claus. I question the Tooth Fairy. I question the Easter Bunny. Santa Claus. We came from the hood, baby. We was in apartments. We had no chimney for Santa Claus to come down and
Exactly.
put these gifts here. The Tooth Fairy. Tooth Fairy. Again, we live in the hood. Our windows is locked. How's she getting in here? So
Exactly.
as
Like
a
your
young
intuition
girl,
ain't gonna let you believe no falsehood and stuff like that. It's gonna
that-
speak to you. Your spirit gonna speak to you like what's going on right here.
it's just not sounding right. And I think over my young life, when it came to school, when it came to adults, when it came to people trying to tell me what I should be thinking, I got in so
Exactly.
much trouble because I just would not go. And I'm still like that
Exactly.
today. You can't, as they say, piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. You just can't do that.
Exactly. You gotta listen to your intuition and spirit. I remember one time I was at this Catholic church, predominantly like Caucasian individual, and what they'll do is try to fear monger you so much into believing in their religion to the point like as a kid shouldn't be obtaining all that false information or fear mongering information. As a kid, like I'm in a big auditorium and they got the flash play what you call the PowerPoint plan, and the PowerPoint is like if you don't do this or follow in God's Christ, you're gonna go to hell and burn for eternity. And they showing like a devil and like your soul burning in hell and stuff. And then he like basically fear mongering everybody into believing it. So as a kid, you get all this fear inside your body. Like, man, I used to be a little like, I used to try to be so good. I tried to be so good, but I like tell myself, okay, if I do this, I'm gonna go to hell and burn for eternity. If I do that, I'm gonna go to hell and burn for eternity. A little kid shouldn't be thinking like that, especially at no very young age. And so I just asked a simple question. I asked them in front of a big old church, in front of a whole lot of people. I said, hey sir, why don't y'all get the Holy Spirit like the black churches? And like you know how the black people act up when they get the spirit, they start shaking and doing falling on the ground. They
Mhm.
never did that at this church. So I asked them, and he got so mad at me. I was a little kid now. He got so mad. He was like, you don't understand. We are in a Christ of God. All of us get the Holy Spirit. You will never understand that. Like, God, he like made me feel so bad. And I was like, this can't be no good will, no good God right here with these people telling me right here. And since then, I really started questioning every single little thing. Like right after that, I really like, I started putting two and two together. And as I growed up in high school, I started had more access to the internet. So I really started searching up and trying to talk to people that had the same experience with me, and a lot of stuff kind of start adding up.
So I wanna touch two things. You said fear mongering.
Yes, fear mongering.
Fear mongering.
Yeah.
Explain that, please.
So basically, like somebody trying to fear you into believing in something. Like with a lot of religions, basically, if you don't do this, then this bad will happen to you. See, internally, my spirit don't sit right with that. I believe like a creator would not Hold on, I'm trying to see. You can still hear me? Okay. I
Yeah.
believe a creator, whoever the creator of the spirit of this earth who put us here, they wouldn't do nothing like that. Like I made a video about a tree. I feel like the creator is similar to a tree. A tree provides us shelter, oxygen to breathe, food to eat, and life to give. It don't ask for nothing in return. A tree doesn't ask to give a title, a name. It don't ask to be called God. It don't ask to be praised or get on your knees and pray for it. It's gonna give it to you regardless. All you gotta do is take care of the environment around the tree, not cut too many trees down. The tree give you the free will to do that, and that's how I feel like the creator is. The creator not gonna tell the tree don't tell me, hey, if you don't believe and get on your knees for me, if you don't worship me and accept me as your Lord and Jesus Christ or as your Lord and Savior, then I won't provide you no food, or I won't provide you no plants, or I won't provide you no shelter. A tree don't say none of that. A tree don't ask to be called God or Jesus. A tree don't ask for no title. A tree just a tree, and it's giving you the free will to cut it down or pick the fruit off the tree whether you want to or not. But if you mess up the environment too much, then you messing up the tree. Basically, like how if we mess up our temple too much, we'll start making our body unhealthy. You get what I'm saying by that?
I saw the video that you did about the tree, and I absolutely loved it because I've been called a weirdo, called a witch doctor. I've been called a voodoo priestess. I've been called everything that you can think of that are those terms that have been placed upon us to not tap into our spiritual being. And
Exactly.
for me, I go and I ground. I go and I ground,
Bare
go
feet.
preserve things like that within the nature, put my feet in the dirt, and I connect my locks and I put
Exactly.
my locks on the tree because that tree's roots versus my roots connecting is going to give me
Exactly.
what I need. And so I believe that. So I saw that video that you did about the tree and I loved it. Now the reason I wanted you to elaborate on that term that you use, say it again for me, fear,
Fear mongering.
fear mongering, is just because I know that fear is a control mechanism. Fear
Exactly.
Fear is one of the strongest control mechanisms that is wrong with the Black, brown, and melanin community. When it comes
Exactly.
to slavery, even to the point where I talk to some of my elders and I might tell them, fear is what got us where we are now. Because
Exactly.
when the slave master whipped and strung up one for being hard-headed, the fear of seeing that and the fear of thinking that it could be done, that it's going to get done to you, kept y'all in line. And to this day,
Exactly.
what's happening now is our people still living within that fear, not wanting to speak out, not wanting to speak on what they see, not wanting to speak on the truth of the fear of what these other folks, which you know what I'm talking about when I say other folks.
Exactly.
What are they, these folks that's from another planet? What are we, what are they going to do to us? And so for people like myself who I do this show, and at times I'll have my altar, I'll have my crystals, I'll light my incense, I'll light my sage, and then seeing people like you that are unapologetically saying no more, no more. There is no more
Exactly.
fear inside of who I am. No more fear that our people can push on me that's going to make me continue to accept the bull, straight
Exactly.
BS that we've been bred into accepting for so long in our
Because
lives.
spirit just don't sit right with it at all. See,
Yes.
a lot of this fear started our root chakra. The root chakra is the most lowest point energy in our whole energy field, in our auric field. It's the root chakra. The root chakra controls fear. It controls your foundation. And these people then capitalized on our root chakra and took control of it to the point we can't open it up. A lot of our people, they scared to open up our root chakra, or they just don't know. From the music we listen to, from the food we consume, to the news we watch, to the way we treat it, it's all rooted up in fear and then in that root chakra, and it's hard for our people to come out of it and open it up. But once everybody start opening up and seeing the good side of it and seeing like the good factor, start thinking like it's some witch stuff or some negative voodoo stuff, then we'll all level up and open that root chakra together, and everybody can be vibrating on a higher frequency or a higher vibration.
Well, you know what that
But
takes, right? You know what that takes, right?
yeah, exactly. It take a lot of self inner work right there,
And
and that's what they're
it take this right here. It take people like me and you that are no longer scared
exactly
to speak out
to talk
and,
about
and
it.
to come for our people. One of the things that I just recently had to, I made a comment on someone that I grew up with made a comment on their Facebook page, and you can elaborate on this too, and you can elaborate
Mhm.
on your thoughts, and I'll talk about my thoughts on it. You know,
Okay.
over Facebook, of course, we on Facebook daily, and we see all these different memes and these different sayings and these quotes
Mhm.
and stuff that people are just bandwagoning on. And one of the things that I just recently saw, it was something in the light of um when you blooming, you don't tell everybody you blooming,
Mhm.
or you just don't, or don't let everybody know what you doing. You just come out and blow. So it was something in that light of not telling people what you're doing, just come out and do it, and not telling. And
Yep.
for me, it goes back to, still goes back to those fear tactics and
Mhm.
keeping us divided. Whereas, and I saw so many black people,
Mhm.
that's 100, that pure
Yep.
blood, and saying all of this. But then what I see is a bunch of our people that are still
Scared.
deep to the understanding of what you doing. If you are awakening or you
Mhm.
coming up, you need to be bringing as many people with you up with you. And
Exactly.
if you move by this, don't tell nobody how you coming up, and you coming up and you just come up by yourself, them same people that you're not talking to, and them same people that you're not bringing with you, you're not going to stay up for that long, because they're going to take
Exactly.
their business to tear you down, rather
Exactly.
than you starting to bloom, and you start pouring the right type of pH balanced water on the people around you
Mhm.
so they can bloom too. We got this thing of move in silence, and
Exactly.
that's why people not really
Gatekeep.
moving, because they moving in silence. We need to move
Mhm.
together so we can move as a collective, and then maybe we can move a little better. What's your take on
See,
that?
well, it's people like us. A lot of people are scared to speak out on stuff like this because we've been conditioned to think everything we talking about is evil. Everything we talking about is deemed evil in a religious society. So that's why a lot of people scared to speak out on it. But in reality, they spirit connect with everything we do. Like that's why you see a lot of Christian religion people on my page, because they want to tap into this stuff so bad, but like they just don't want to speak out on it and act like they're going with it. But the fact that they curious, the fact that they paying attention and watching my videos means that their spirit is automatically connecting or trying to get them to understand what they see, but they too blocked by fear. Fear is controlling their mindset, and fear is taking over their spirit at a slight way, to the point where they can't really tap into that stuff. And like when they want to, they get a little voice in their head, probably this evil right here. You know what your people gonna think about this, or they probably just thinking about what other people might think of them, or they reading the comments, and you get some bots or some people that's against it saying little stuff, and just that little bit of negative thing, that fear gonna agree with it. That fear gonna be like, yeah, I knew that's what it was. I knew that's what was. I knew that stuff he doing ain't right. But really, these people really want to tap into this stuff, but they just don't know how to go about because of the condition that been put against, or they've been put on our people.
That, and I see the same thing. And real quick, I'm just going to say that I did tag your name to the live stream that's on Facebook. So when we go for a commercial break, we'll be going for a commercial break at 6:30.
Okay.
We go for the commercial break, then you might be able to see it, and you can go ahead and share it in at that point.
Uh-huh.
But piggybacking off of what you were saying, I do definitely think that you know it is what it is. Everything about this country that we're in
Mm-hmm.
was taken from us
Exactly.
when we was over in that other country. And
Mm-hmm.
it's one thing, this is one of those things, like even with myself, I've never really been in fear of anyone um competing with what I'm doing, or anyone being able to take what I'm doing from me or
Yeah.
emulate what I'm doing, because you can only do what you see for so long. But as long
Exactly.
my it's my brain that produces everything that you see me
Your
coming,
intuition and spirit.
and it's here. And you may be able, like, like a million people may be able to look at this broadcast and figure out how to do them one themselves. But
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't mean that you're going to go where I go, or that doesn't mean that what the opportunities that are going to be laid up or bestowed upon me, you're going to get as well, just because I have what I have for me, you have what you
Mm-hmm.
have for you. And as long as your brain is producing,
Exactly.
that can't be stolen from you. That can't be in, it
Mm-mm.
can't be, it can't be in, no one else can do the same thing that you're doing. They can only do what they see and what you give them until that runs out. And then, as you said, you're going to have those people that are
Mm-hmm.
tapping into your page and everything, because now they need to take from up until this point, because they
Yeah.
can't, their brains can't fathom it to continue
Mm-hmm.
to produce the creativity of it.
Yep. So when they get to a point like that, they really gotta like tap into their self. See, I get a lot of people like they laugh at the stuff I be doing, but I show them that the stuff I'm doing, it actually I show real evidence and real factuality to the stuff I'm doing. Not too long ago, I hurt my foot. I got a cut on it, and I say, shoot, I'm just gonna put spit on it and some comfrey oil and go walk in the river. They think that's funny, but my foot actually healed up in a quick amount of time. One time I had poisoned myself just trying out mushrooms in the grass. And that's something you shouldn't do at all. But I knew I was gonna be all right though, because I know my herbs and I knew what the intake. So I went
We'll
and I
try that.
laid on the roof on a very sunny day, and I was fine in like 30, 45 minutes. But people laugh at stuff like that because they just can't fathom in their mind. Like, man, I would have took this type of medicine, or I would have went to the hospital. But like, I took the poison. I had whelps and everything, bumps popping all up on me. I couldn't breathe. I still refused to go to the hospital. And they thought I was crazy. I just went on the roof, sat there for about 45 minutes, came back down, and I was all right. See, people go right there, they're going to call stuff like that crazy because their spirit can't understand that, or they blocking their intuitional thought from understanding that, from understanding that. And so it kind of blocks out what they seeing. And they're like, man, that's crazy right there. That's just crazy. A lot of people, stuff that people can't understand, they just call it crazy. But that's why I try to show like physical evidence of the stuff I'm doing, so you can see like this stuff actually work. You tapping into yourself, it actually work on a good vibration. I'm not just doing this like for no funny stuff or for no video or because I want to be spiritual. I'm doing this stuff because it's actually working, and this how it should work, and this how it should be.
So in the last few years or so, I'd say in the last maybe uh about 5 or 6 years, I've become an herbalist, a
Mm-hmm.
herbalist naturopath. And it's hard for me to walk down the street without pointing out every plant that you see in the
Yeah.
crack of the middle of the street, or see coming up on the side of an abandoned building, telling people, hey,
Exactly.
that right there, that's good for inflammation. You could pick that right
Exactly.
now and eat it. That right there, that'll help something over here. That'll help pain. That'll help this. Oh, that's got
I do the
these.
same thing.
And I have people that, and I'm trying to tell people, listen, they'll have a class action lawsuit against companies like Roundup that tell you that you're inhaling these fumes trying to kill the
Exactly.
same herbs that's the
They
dandelion
heal
in your
you.
yard that's healing you. You
Like the
know,
dandelion.
so
I mean, like the dandelion.
dandelion, and just a lot of everything that we have. And so I am a firm believer that I've done a lot of research to even research that a lot of pills that are on the market, the root, when you get past the scientific terms and all of that and you break it down, you realize that a lot of these pills on the market, the root of it is dandelion, the root of it is
Yep, it
ginger, the
really
root
is.
of it is lavender. The root of it is natural plants that just grow from the earth, which tells me that if you know what you're looking at and you know what you're dealing with, you have the power
Mhm.
to heal yourself
Exactly.
without all this other stuff that's going to have 15 other side effects and do you
Exactly.
dirty in 17,000 other ways. So real quick, we're gonna go ahead and go. We're gonna go ahead and go into the commercial break.
Okay, okay.
And, again, I tagged you on the Facebook stream,
Facebook.
so you should be able to go there and go ahead and share that. I'll see you in a.
All right. All right, I see you. I'm gonna go and do that real quick.
All right.
Catch the rhythm with WVOG Worldwide Radio, our 24/7 streaming service. With over 11 genres to choose from, there's a beat for every mood. Got your own tune? Share your music with the world right
Can you
here.
hear me?
Download the app, share the vibe. Your talent, our platform. For more, visit wvogshi.com. WVOG Worldwide Radio, sharing one beat at a time. Download the app today and feel the beat.
Oh, I shared that already.
All right, all right. So we're back, and while Sir King takes care of his streaming and things like that, I'll give you a quick history, quick little recap on what's with the show. So tonight we are talking spiritual balancing, and I have spiritual influencer Sir King, Pinky
Hey, what up?
Two.
What up? What up?
And so, were you able to see? Were you able to see?
I actually had already shared. It's already on my page. So
Okay.
yeah, it's good.
Okay.
It's some
All
people
right.
in here watching it from my page.
All right. And so in the second half, now we already halfway through. And you've been dropping some gems. So now in the second half, I want to just go back to, and I want you to give me some of what, when you say there was a point, when we were off camera, you talked about there was a point that you were vibrating extremely low. I also want to put your bottle back up on the screen for me.
Y'all see that ball got a crystal in the inside. That crystal is a crystal quartz, a white quartz right there. A white quartz is automatic electricity. This is in all your computer system. It's in your phone. It's in all electronic. This will start the spark right here. Is even in batteries. Like, this is a powerful crystal right here, just for y'all to know. And I got it in my drink to electrify my what I'm drinking.
I just have to go ahead and give them that because I love that, because you know that's that you a weirdo, you crazy, where she taking baths and drinking and got stuff and got crystals. And so as far as the crystal situation, I also live in Ghana, West Africa.
Oh, you live in Ghana? You from Ghana, West Africa right now?
I live in Ghana. Well, right now I'm broadcasting live from Chicago, but I also live in Ghana.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's tight. I want to go there.
Hey, I got another young lady that's going to be coming in real soon, doing the show with me, and we are there. It's no coincidence that we are connecting. So whenever you're ready, that beautiful baby that I hear crying in the background every now and then, beautiful girlfriend, wife, or whatever she is to you.
Yes.
We are now connected. When you ready to go back over, when you ready to go to Africa and get on that soil, y'all got the invite already.
Hey, appreciate that. I sure would like to go. I want to go see the pyramids and everything. I know y'all got a lot of pyramids over there.
So I actually bring my crystals and my minerals from the beach that washed up on the beach from Africa.
Oh wow! So what kind you get? Because the ocean real releasing and healing.
Oh,
so
man.
you getting a lot of healing crystals.
Oh man, I can get up because I got them right across from me. I get up and kind of show you some of the crystals, and so okay, I'll get up and also I can show you some of my crystals. But while I get up and I come up off of the camera, I got it. What I would like is I want you to describe to me your concept of you were vibrating low at a point in your life, and and I want you to elaborate on that because you're a young man, and a lot of your followers are young men and young women, and when grandma and when mama and grandma and elder auntie and elder uncle, when the elders talk to young folks about what they're doing wrong in their lives, they tend to not listen. But you in your 20s, I want you to describe your concept of you vibrating low and what you needed to elevate to your spiritual being. And I'm gonna grab these crystals real quick and just kind of show you what I bring back.
Okay, so basically, me vibrating low, I used to do a lot of rapping, a lot of, music is a tool used against our soul, against our spirit, especially certain when it's tuned to a certain type of frequency. But basically, I was rapping, I was producing negative black magic out my mouth on a low vibration, but it's reaching a lot of people at a high frequency. See, frequency and vibration the same thing, but it can be different if you're a high vibrational individual. So like I was spewing out low vibration and negative things, and I used to go extremely viral, like doing my rapping. And that's what a lot of people know me from being like Pink. I used to be Finesse the Pink, actually. And that's funny because you had said the finesse word earlier. But yeah, I was vibrating on a low frequency. I was taking stuff, taking illicit things. I used to drink. I ain't drunk in 4 years. I don't even drink alcohol no more. No wine, no none of that. I used to drink, listen to low vibrational things, all type of low vibrational, eating low vibrational meat. Meat is very low vibrational. Just every type, going to the club, getting drunk, turning up, having fun, just low vibrational stuff like that I was dwelling in. And when you in a low vibrational state like that, you really don't see your third eye don't see what's going on for real. And like it turns all the stuff just normal, like this normal life, and then other low vibrational people around you, they agreeing with you, and the people that know what's going on at a high low vibrational level or want to say like they know about the spirit, they know about the low vibrational thing. They'll watch you from a pedestal and allow you to mix up the minds of people and our race, and they loving that stuff. But like a lot of our music is very low vibrational. We talk about killing, always some negative stuff, effing girls, making our standards very low. And I was dwelling in all of that stuff right there. And the crazy thing is, you wouldn't even believe like how I like started my spiritual journey. The way I started my spiritual journey, I was just thinking. I saw some of my friends. I want my friend named Jay, his name Earth Angel Jay. He started on it, and then my fiance was they were kind of like getting started playing with it. So I was like, man, I kind of really want to tap into this stuff, but I know if I do, because I have before at a younger age, but I wasn't doing it right. I was just following stuff, and I wasn't doing it right at all. But I was like, man, if I really tap into this stuff, I know I'm gonna dive deep into it. And the main reason I wanted to do the spiritual journey, I was playing the game, and I just wanted some superpower. That's it. Just that little thing right there. Just want some superpower that made me do all this stuff and reach all these people. Just want some superpower. And when I talk about superpower, I mean blast out your head superpower. That type of superpower, I mean. And that's still one of my goals to this day. But I know I got to go through all of this other stuff to see that. And I ain't gonna count because I was vibrating at a low level. I messed up, and instead I didn't follow the right procedures into tapping into spirituality. I started off with opening my third eye, and I ain't gonna lie, I was going so crazy. I was at the point where I could have committed suicide, anything, because that's the type of demons and entities that was trying to stop me from really opening up myself and trying to tap into that spirituality. And that's where a lot of people mess up at. Trying to open their third eye before they open all their chakras. Like, man, I used to be so paranoid. I'd go outside, I see a shadow figure coming at me, man. One time and this is dead. This is very serious right here. And this is why a lot of people be scared to tap into it, because they just like try to go above before following the small steps. They just try to jump into the big stuff. But all this stuff that's coming against you is trying to stop you from tapping in your spirit. The world don't want you to really tap into your spirituality. The earth wants you to tap into your spirituality, but the world don't. So when you trying to do this, when you open it, what I did, I opened my third eye because I was vibrating at a low level and trying to instantly jump all the chakras and go straight to the third eye. I was seeing everything, man, and man, it was so scary. Like a lot of people probably couldn't even go through it, but once you go through it and really tap in, you realize like this is why I got all this knowledge from, because I jumped in and started opening my third eye. But one time I was laying down with my fiance, and I was on some illicit activity, and I went to sleep. And so you know what sleep paralysis is, don't it?
Of course.
I was going. I was going through sleep paralysis. This shadow thing came at me, and when you got two mirrors facing each other like this, like the bed was kind of like this, and it was parallel to each other. You're not supposed to have no mirrors facing each other like that. And I went to sleep. I woke up to a shadow thing punching me in the face, like, and it hit me so hard that my fiance woke up at the same time. She was like, "What was that?" And it's so crazy. Like, I saw this thing in the material world and all universe, and I ain't never seen like nothing come at me and actually hurt me in the material world. But that's how tapped in I was, and it was trying. It didn't hurt me, but I just felt it. Like,
Felt
it
it.
was trying to get me not the thing. But then I went to sleep later on that same day, and I beat the exact same shadow monster up in my dreams and told it not to bother me no more. I just think that's just so cool. Like, I tell people that, they be like, "See, you crazy? That's that demonic stuff coming at you." But really, it's just you really tapping in, and forces going against you, trying to stop you from tapping in. Because if they know, if you tap in, that you will be an extremely powerful individual, and especially if you one of the chosen people, or anybody really chosen once you tap in. But it's only a couple people that really want to dwell and tap in. When you really want to, a lot of forces gonna try to stop you from really tapping in, because they know how powerful you will make your people. They know how powerful you will raise the vibration of the earth, and how powerful you will raise the vibration of the world, just by speaking, just by talking and doing being yourself. Everything around you change. People change around you. The whole world can change. And if everybody tapped into this stuff like this, everybody will change and raise the frequency of the earth. And eventually, I feel like if everybody raised a higher vibration, or a higher power, a higher energy, that we are actually, and this go back to why I started my spirituality, will actually unlock superpowers. That's what I kind of believe. That's what I feel like I believe, because I feel like they was taken away from us, because we started vibrating low, start using it for negative things, using it for bad intentions, and I feel like that got taken away from us. And, technology, and it transferred into technology kind of, and the higher up people, the people that watch above, try to control everything. They found a way to manifest that into technology. But yeah, that's just a little of my low vibrational wave right there.
I and
And,
and
uh,
I I am very impressed because as I really wanted you to, you described it to the T. And
mm-hmm.
like, and it's funny that you spoke, or you said not even wine. Before we got on camera, I said, I know people be like, Queenie, no, she be having her wine when she be doing her show. No, it's actually either pomegranate juice or cranberry juice.
That's nice. That's nice.
I just we a little fancy, so we do it in the
That's crazy.
champagne.
I never thought that was wine, though. I never thought it was
No,
no
no,
type of
it's just
alcohol.
it's just when you said that, it made me think about it. And so now, real quick, a lot of people be in complete awe when I bring these back, because like I said, I bring them from off of the beach in Africa. Let's see. That's a
Oh,
tiger's
that's
eye.
nice. So you got that out the ocean on Africa?
No, I literally got it off the beach. So, and you see
Man, that's amazing.
it's already
Dang, that's
smooth.
amazing.
That's a tiger's eye. It's already smooth.
Yeah,
So that
that's
then
amazing, man. I
then of
never. That's
course,
crazy.
of course, we got a bunch of your Cersines.
Okay, that's nice. And people won't even know what they coming across for real.
Um, as you were talking about in your drink, I have a lot of quartz, a lot of rose quartz,
Crystal quartz rose. Yep, I got some
a lot,
above my bed that I sleep with.
a lot of crystal quartz that wash up, and they're either already pressed and smooth. Um,
That's nice.
a bunch of always have a bunch of amethyst that
Okay, yeah, that's real nice. Rose
that
quartz.
wash
Yeah, I
up.
love that.
And so, and I mean, and just the list just goes on. List just goes on, and people are always
And you get
surprised.
that off the beach?
They
That's
literally,
amazing. It got a little
they
spark.
literally wash up on the beach, and so for me, for me, it was just amazing that these
Mm-hmm.
crystals that we tend to go to, you find your spiritual store, you find your crystal store,
Mm-hmm.
you go and you buy these crystals.
And that's one of the
The
funnest
person,
parts too.
the first time I went over to Africa, I was just in complete amazement that I've gone and bought crystals from the store that wash up, and then
Washed
when
up on the beach.
wash up on the beach in Africa, and then I had a conversation, a deep conversation, and when I mentioned being in Africa and getting my crystals, then I've had two crystal spiritual stores open up to me that that's where the owner of the store goes.
But they don't tell nobody that, dude.
The owner of the store, the owner of two stores, they go
Mm-hmm.
and they spend about a month in Africa, and this is what they bring back.
See, that's nice that you tell people this.
I mean, you talking, I mean, all just about, I mean, your Super 7, I mean, every crystal that you can think. I mean, I have emeralds, I have, God, my big one, my real big one. I've got emeralds, James, my real big one. I have so many that I've brought
Yeah.
back, and they don't tell us so a lot of people, when you go and you buy your crystals from a crystal store, they don't tell
Yeah.
you this was brought back to me from the Arizona.
Ah, man, that's malachite, ain't it?
This was brought back
Is
to
that
me from
malachite?
that is malachite.
Wait, you got that from Ghana?
No, that actually came. That was a gift someone brought me back from Arizona, from the salt
Man,
caves in Arizona.
oh, that's nice.
Because I'm that weirdo that says, don't bring me back a t-shirt, don't bring me a keychain,
Mm-hmm.
don't bring me something that would be me. And the only thing that
Exactly.
she could think of that she could bring back that I would appreciate that wasn't a t-shirt, a keychain, or postcard, was that what she thought was just a rock.
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you one thing about Christian. You probably already know this, but this is for the audience. You won't even believe it. You won't even see. I got a crystal on right now. You can't even see it. But the best way to get the energy for your crystals is to put them in your hair instead of beads. Like right now, this is my favorite crystal. It's called a moldavite. If you know what it is, can you see it?
I see it. I
Yeah,
see
it's a moldavite. It's a crystal of transformation. You get that crystal, and a lot of things gonna change in your life. That's supposed to happen, good or bad. So you'll have to go through a life if you know about that. But you put it. You know how we automatically put beads and
it.
shells on our head. They really supposed to be crystals for real, and that's where they get them from. They used to wear these on their heads and as a dress, and it look really nice for real. But yeah, you get the energy directly from the crystal when you put it in your hair and stuff, and
And
have it
I,
vibrating in your head.
so for me, I keep my tiger's eye.
Ah, dang, that's tight.
My tiger's eye that is inside of my IRA. And
Yeah, that's tight. There's a
that,
real gold one right there.
yeah, that
Ah
it
man,
was
that's so
it
nice.
was
But
it
let me
was
see that
made
one
for
more time. That's so tight.
it was
Let me
made
see that
for
one
me.
more time.
It was made for me.
Man, that's tight. Ah, that's so tight. Golly, I
And
like
so,
that. That's tight.
that's I keep it. I keep that there because, as you said, whenever I'm traveling, I got crystals in all my purses.
Mm-hmm.
Crystals in my pockets, and everywhere I am, I have some crystals somewhere. Just because
Mm-hmm.
I believe they keep me rooted and they keep me grounded.
Yep. Keep you
Now,
connected
I
to the earth.
they keep me connected. And so, with our last maybe 10 to 12 minutes of the show, I want to talk now. We talked a lot about our spiritual awakening.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just really hit it on the head. I mean, you described everything that I think the young people are challenged with when it comes to what's low
Mm-hmm.
vibrational. I mean, you broke it down from the alcohol to, just the people you're around. I mean, you broke it down beautifully. What I want to talk about now for the last few minutes that we have for the show, I want to talk about understanding that you're in that low vibrational state. You just broke it
Mm-hmm.
down for us. What is that low vibrational state? Now, if for anyone that's in the audience is going to tune in, is going to watch this show, and they are able to pinpoint those areas that you spoke on that's in their lives, that's that awakening point for them. Understand
Exactly.
that they are right now vibrating low. I want you to talk about what it is that it means when you do understand that you're vibrating low, tapping into that spiritual balance. Because remember, the topic is
Is
spiritual
about
balance.
spiritual balance.
And so
So
I want you to talk about balance, starting to balance, find that spiritual balancing inside of yourself. And like you talked about earlier, taking those smallest steps to get
all this
to
stuff.
that better you. I want you to talk about that.
So basically, how I started balancing myself because every single thing you do got an equilibrium to it. It's an equilibrium point to every single thing you do. So what you want to do is first you want to really try to map out all the seven deadly sins. Now the seven deadly sins is a virtuous thing that go to our virtue. And that's what all the seven deadly sins do. And you want to start and you really want to be true with yourself and think of which one you gotta deal with the most. Think of which seven deadly sin is the hardest for you to deal with. Is it lust, pride, gluttony, envy, sloth? Like, map this stuff out and really be true with yourself. Let go of your pride and say, hey, I need to stay abstinent. I'm having too much sex. Or, hey, I'm eating too much food. I need to stop eating. Or, hey, I'm drinking too much. That go with sloth. I'm drinking too much. I probably need to stop drinking. Or I'm too prideful. I get mad at everything, which is rap. I need to start straying away from this stuff. And once you start with all those seven deadly sins, you can start working your way to each one. Kind of like start off with the one you do the most, and just go down the list. And once you start balancing that stuff, finding an equilibrium point to the point where it can't really affect your soul for being or your spiritual well-being and your spiritual mind, then you start to being aware. Because to me, spirituality is more of a title and a way to describe things for certain people that you do, but I call all this stuff self-awareness. Really, if you're aware of all the negativity things in your life, then you automatically spiritual and you tap into your intuition. But you got to be aware of all this negative stuff in order to balance yourself spiritually within this universe or within our ethereal field and auric field. And once you start really getting deep down into all these seven sins, seven virtues, you start awakening and raising your vibration. Now, with spiritual balancing, the first thing you want to start with is the root chakra. You want to try to secure your foundation, like with your job, or not even your job, but like just yourself for real. You got to be able to tell yourself, like what I did with my root chakra. I told myself, hey, I'm okay with losing everything. I'm okay with, and when I say losing stuff, I'm talking about like materialistic items, because the root chakra is well into the materialistic world. I told myself, hey, I'm okay with losing everything materialistic. I can be in the woods with nothing, and I'll be able to be okay. Like, I can be okay. And once I did that, let me tell you what happened to me. The first thing I did, I used to have a convertible drop top, and it was a fast car. It made me feel prideful. It made me feel like I was the man. I asked Spirit, I said, Spirit, I feel like this car right here is making me very proud. Please take that car away from me. And you will not believe this. People thought I was dead or something. I literally was on my way to work, and a car hit me from behind. Like, in the same week, I asked the Spirit to take the car away from me. It hit me from behind. It wrecked me. And I went buckled up. I had my top down. And yeah, I went buckled up. Oh, and I was on the side of a bridge too. Completely totaled my car, and it hit me from behind. And I knew at that time, like, that I was about to get hit. All I did was brace myself. Spirit was like, here you go. All I did was brace myself right there. And I braced myself at that exact moment. And a big truck hit me from behind. And then I ran into another car. And the Spirit tried to like take care of me so much. The people that hit me, one was a doctor, one was a nurse, and they came to my aid ASAP just to make sure I'm okay. And I didn't flip off the bridge. I was on the side, and I was totally fine. Wasn't nothing wrong with me. my car got took, and I knew at that point that I was really, really, really tapped in with spirit, because I asked on that same week that that car get taken away from me, and it actually did. And when I tell people this, they don't believe me, but everybody thought I was dead or something, because it looked so bad on the highway. You know, when a wreck happened on the highway, it looked so bad. But I tell people, like, I asked for this, so I ain't tripping on it at all. I ain't tripping on the wall. I asked for that materialistic item to get taken away from me, so I can really tap into my spiritual self. And people just don't believe that at all. But that's just one thing with your root chakra. You gotta get rid of all this material stuff to get yourself spiritual balance. You gotta get rid of all this material stuff to make yourself really tap in. Like, you gotta be able to look in the mirror without no makeup, without no wigs, without no jewelry, without things that make you feel these sins or make you feel like the material, like you need these things to be yourself. And you gotta be able to tell yourself, I'm okay with losing everything. Then that's how you really set your foundation. Or do that. Once you do that, you won't care what nobody think. You won't care what nobody say. You really loving yourself. You really tapped in and open your root chakra. When can't nobody affect how you feel about yourself, that means your foundation really is put, and you know who you are. And then that goes to the next one. That's the orange chakra that deal with your six. I think it's called the I know the solar place. What's the orange chakra called? The I know what it is. I just be getting it mixed up. You know what I'm talking about?
Your orange chakra is more of your, that's
You
where
know the
that
name of it?
it's more of your
Yeah,
sensual.
sexual. Yeah,
That's more of
yeah. I
your
just don't know the
sensual.
name of it. I forgot the
That,
name.
oh
Yeah,
God, oh God, and they stay
solar
in front of me.
plexus.
They stay in front of me because
Solar.
when I light my chakra incense, I light depending on what I'm feeling like. You know, if I'm solely on a spiritual plane and it's solely
Mm-hmm.
about my elevation, that's the only one that I don't like, because that sexual impulse, when that get raised in you along with everything else, you know, those spirits will start coming from them. That your phone, basically what I'm saying is your phone will start ringing a whole lot when it comes. But your orange chakra, that taps more
It's
into
called the sacral chakra.
your sacral chakra. There you go.
My boy Earth Angel J just said to me real quick. Help me out.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
But look,
Shout
like,
out to those tuned in.
yeah, thank y'all. But like when you get open your root chakra, it's your sacral chakra that's neck, and this one deals with lust, sex, all the things you're attracted to. You gotta let all that stuff go, and you gotta really tap into that. And you know, you look on a lot of porn apps, you know, like Pornhub. You know, you see how they the same color as orange, because they know they taking control of your sacral chakra. You know, that's why I call it sacred. Like, people think sex and all these hookups, it's just the like casual, normal thing. But every time you're doing this stuff with different people, you is taking on the spirit and energy of all the people and negativity they dealing with, and you wondering why all these things happening in your life, because you dealing with other people trauma that ain't even yours. You taking in all these negative energy, or they giving it to you. Every time you have sex or a sacred energy exchange, because that's what sex means, sacred energy exchange. And a lot of it be straight from lust. It don't even be from love. And it basically just everybody masturbating with each other. And that's one of the most sacred things in this world is sex. It literally brings a whole new human being onto this earth plane. And the world or society or the higher up people then programmed us to think it's just so normal, and like it's just casual and it's just okay. But it's one of the most sacred things on this earth. It's one of the most energetic things actually on this field, and it really affects everybody on the intercellular level. Each time they have sex, that's why you have sex with somebody, you probably uh, you gonna contact all the demons and all the negativity spirits they have in themselves. And even that, it go back to what alcohol it puts all your negative thoughts forefront, and how you doing stuff that you wouldn't even do without under the influence, because it's a demon called alcohol. And that's why they put all the sex at clubs. They want people to do this stuff. They want people to hook up. They want people to waste their sacred energy on something as casual as none. What'd you say again?
Well, I was just agreeing with you that when you talk about the club scene, it keeps your vibrations low to where you can't tap into that higher being of who you really are.
Exactly. And our people doing it every weekend, man. It's so crazy. But I see we running out of time for real.
Yes,
We'll be
yes.
talking.
I mean, when I tell you this has been a hell of an interview, I would love for us to stay connected. And definitely, I'm a follower, so I'll be looking for my top fan badge at some point, right? Um,
Okay. See, I don't even be doing. I need to do all that stuff, but I'll put it
I
on
don't
there.
even. I actually not said that because I don't really know how that works. Because
Mhm.
lately I got like I have a million top fan badges from I mean all type of celebrities and all type of pages that I'm not even really like
Yeah.
interacting with. I'm getting top, so I don't know what it means. But I figure, I don't know. I guess
Yeah,
public figures,
automatically do it.
we're able to do that or something. But we're definitely we have reached our time for the show. We could have went so much longer with this conversation.
Yeah, I was thinking like when you said an hour, I was like, man, it's gonna be
That's not
hard
gonna
for
be
me to get my
enough.
information out.
Well,
This be a lot of information.
the attention span only go the human attention span that we tap into, that 10% of
Yeah.
our brain that we tap into, it only goes for about an hour or so. So,
Hmm.
this is real talk and we don't want to give it all to them because we're gonna definitely have you back. We're gonna
Exactly.
have you back and we're gonna talk some more. So I always invite my guests. If there's something that you specifically want to talk about, you could always hit me up and say, "Hey, Queenie, I want to come back on the show and talk specifically about this." Let's do it. Let's stay tapped in,
Okay.
let's stay linked in, and let's elevate our people.
All right, I definitely will, and I really appreciate you having me on the show, Miss Queenie. I like the fact that you're trying to raise the vibration of other people and our people. I appreciate it a lot. That's
I
real nice of you, and that you on the assignment, and that's why probably a lot of people tapping into your show and you getting what you want or deserve. So I appreciate it. Cause
I
that's all. At the end of the day, that's the main thing I care about. That's why I make videos. Some people be thinking I just be making videos to get money, but I don't get paid for none of the videos I make. I
you
literally just make my videos to try to raise the vibration of the world,
you know
regardless if I'm in a good mood or bad mood. Shoot.
you spoke on that when we were off camera that we don't necessarily do it for money. We don't people think that you just like being cute in front of the camera, and they don't understand. I mean, God bless me the way he blessed me to look like whatever it is that I look like, for whoever thinks that I look like what I look like. But at the end of the day, it's more about the elevation. And you also spoke on that tapping into what you are supposed to do and what the creator and the universe wants you to do, all that money,
Mm-hmm.
all that the riches, and not just necessarily money, but the riches of the world will be laid upon you just unconditionally. And we're not always
Yeah.
talking about money, but that peace within is way more. And so, y'all, that's our time. Sir King, Pinky Too Woke, baby. Too woke is an understatement. I mean, and you know what? I saw how you typed it in. You might have to put Pinky Two and then woke in all caps from this point on, baby, because you are definitely woke. I appreciate you.
Thank you
And
so much for
you
real.
all out there, make sure you tap in, make sure you follow. He already got a gazillion followers, but hey, we can
Yeah.
never have too many. So make sure you follow Pinky Too Woke, Nathan, Sir King, and I am your host, Queenie Green. Till next week, Pinky, we'll see you again.
All right. Thank you very much. Y'all enjoy.
Have a good night, love.
You too. Appreciate it. Thank you so much again.